Hey farm hands, welcome back to the Hulk. Today we are going to do a little unboxing from Algae Barn. I'm very excited about this shipment. So let's dig in. I'm going to show you what I got. So I got some more pods. I got 3 more jars of pods just to make sure and keep the Hulk populated, as it's, it's a new tank and I want to make sure that they keep reproducing. So that's the 5280 pods per jar. So we'll just set those aside. So what I'm really excited about is their Coralline algae in a bottle. So you guys see my other video where I was making my own Coralline algae smoothie. Well, these guys, they got it all bottled up and you guys can purchase this. So there's all different kinds of strains. We have our purple and we have our pink. If we keep digging here, we got a heat pad and a little brush. We'll talk about what the brush is going to do there in a minute. So let's just stick that to the side. So this is what is awesome. So we got Coralline algae in the bottle, guys. They have a lab where they produce this and they end up bottling it up. So this is just full of spores. And there's many different kinds of live strains of cultured algae in here. And what I like about this is nitrifying as well. It's going to compete with other algae that are in your tank. Any of those, diatoms, hair algae. It's going to, cover up the rock with this, and it's going to make things much more beneficial. My firm believer is you should have Coralline algae growing on your rock before you even put corals in there, because if you can keep Coralline algae in your tank, you should be able to keep corals and SPS corals. So I really want to get the tank full of Coralline algae. So this is one process you can do. You can go get your own live rock that has Coralline algae on it. You can put it in your tank, you can scrape it, put it in a high flow area, and seed your tank down like that. With the Hulk, I haven't added anything live. We started with, dead sand, dead rock from Marco's. We got Fiji sand in there, the pink Fiji sand. So this tank was 100% dead. And I'm very excited to try this Coralline algae in a bottle because I'm not adding any corals. I'm not adding any rock that has Coralline algae on it. I want my tank just to reproduce from this Coralline algae in a bottle. So that's what I'm excited about. So today is April 16th, I think. And it says on here, it takes up to 8 weeks for it to start forming on your glass. So let's just, so with anything, you got to keep your parameters up. You got to keep your, your calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, because those are the building blocks of life for corals and Coralline algae. So they're going to absorb it. So if you want to have this really take off your tank, make sure and keep all your parameters in check, because it is going to absorb those elements. So all we have to do is pour these into the tank, high flow area. Make sure, turn your skimmer off, take out any of your filter socks or floss, because you don't want any of those spores to get caught up in your protein skimmer or filter sock or anything like that, because it doesn't defeat the purpose, because we want all these spores to coat all the rock, the sand, and we want that to reproduce and just take off in there. So what I do is I'm gonna shut off my skimmer, pull out my filter socks. So I got that all ready. The skimmer's off, filter socks are out, and we're gonna go take this and we're gonna pour this all around the tank. So it's gonna be able to flow through there. I'm not gonna turn my skimmer, put my filter socks on probably until tomorrow, but that does have directions. So let's just read the directions together, because you're gonna do what I'm gonna do. So you're gonna turn off your filter and protein skimmer, leave the power heads on because we want the water to be agitated. Shake well, bottle vigorously. Pour entire contents of bottle into marine aquarium. Refill the bottle 3/4 of the aquarium water with the brush and inside the bottle. Repeat steps 2 to 4 using included brush and dispatch spores. Wait for 2 hours before turning equipment back on. Please make sure and read accompanying papers entirely. So we're gonna pour all this into the tank. We're gonna fill it 3/4 back up. And when you fill it 3/4 back up, you're gonna take this little brush that they supply and we're gonna scrub the inside of this bottle, because we wanna make sure and get every spore that's in here out of it and back in the tank. So we'll end up adding 3/4 of water, shake it around, we're gonna scrub it, pour the entire bottle back into the tank again. And that's all you have to do. So you're gonna introduce pink and purple Coralline algae out of the bottle into your tank. And it's gonna be very beneficial. Like I said, it's nitrifying. It takes place of any nuisance algae. It's gonna help with your diatoms, because it's gonna compete to survive, and it's gonna take down the bad algae and keep the good ones. Because a lot of people out there, they can't even grow coralline algae in their tanks, A, they're not keeping the parameters up to grow it, or they haven't introduced like a good strain of coralline algae in their tank. So if you can keep all your parameters up, like anything like corals, so if you can grow this, you can start growing corals, so it's definitely gonna be beneficial. So let's go ahead and do this process. So let's open these up. Snap that top. So I got the tops open. You guys can see it up close. So this is the purple Helix coralline algae in a bottle. Contains live cultured algae and active nitrofuran bacteria. And then it has everything on the back here, what you're supposed to do. And it does have a best before expiry date. So you wanna make sure, not just set it around on the shelf or something, you wanna get that in your tank as soon as possible. This just showed up today and it's going in because I wanna have great success with it. So it just has everything you have on there, what you need to do. And this is the pink one. This is the pink fusion. So we got the pink fusion and Helix. And this is the brush that it comes with. Like it said, we're gonna empty the bottle out, fill it up 3/4, put new tank water in it, and we're gonna scrub all the insides and then re-pour it back in the tank because we don't wanna lose any of those spores. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's pour it in a high flow area. So we're gonna put it into the power heads. So let's go all the way down the tank. There we go. So just like that. All right, so that is the fusion. So let's add the purple Helix to the tank. Same thing again, just travel down the tank. So this is gonna get all over the rocks, all over the glass, everything, and that is the plan. We wanted to populate the tank. So let's just grab, let's fill this up 3/4 of tank water, like I said. And let's take this one, fill it up. There we go. Try to make a mess. And then we just take here and we just scrub the insides. So I'm trying to do this one hand, but I'm just showing you. I'll end up doing it here in a minute properly. Back into the tank. That's the fusion and the Helix. So there we go. So now that we got that all added, so it says to leave all the power heads and everything off for like 2 hours. I'm probably just gonna leave mine off for the rest of the day. Leave the filter socks out and the protein skimmer and just let this tank just do its thing. And hopefully in 8 weeks, everything will start to see a little bit of coralline algae growth on there. And as soon as that happens, we're gonna start getting some corals in here and I can't wait. So last thing I gotta do is I got another a bunch of pods again. So we're gonna add them into the tank. I got 3 jars. Big believer in these guys. These guys, what they'll do is they're gonna keep your tank clean as well. They're gonna eat up any debris, any food waste that's left over, any detritus that's in your tank, and any picky fish that you have, some dragonets or anything like that, it's gonna feed them. So it's very beneficial. So let's go ahead, let's open all these puppies here and we're gonna add them into the tank as well. We'll add some more pods. So 5,280 pods. You guys asked me, is there exactly that many in there? Well, if somebody's actually counting them, that'd be wild. So we just add all those pods back in there. So this is my second shipment of pods, guys. You guys can get on the mailing list where it automatically ships them out to you. There we go. I'll do an update video on how the pods are all doing. So that's a pretty good shipment today. We got some coralline algae in a bottle. We got a bunch of pods in that little brush and a whole kit. So they definitely put everything together for you. So now that we got all the pods in there, like I said, I can see all the little pods on the bottom here, like running around. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're pretty small. There's a couple there moving. Definitely more at night, a lot more action, but I'll do an update video on how they're really populating the tank. So like I said, they're gonna get in the rock, eat any of that detritus. They're gonna be a food source for your corals and a food source for your fish. So everybody benefits from it. So there we go. I just want to show you guys what's on the market. If you want to guys get some coralline algae in a bottle and start your tank, it's gonna be very beneficial to keep that ecosystem going. And what I'm excited to do is track this process because everything was 100% dead in here. I have no other live rock, corals, or anything to introduce any coralline algae into my tank. So this is gonna be the test, and watch this grow in here as well, because this is very beneficial to have coralline algae in your tank. And just make sure and keep all your elements high and keep all your parameters in check, and there shouldn't be a problem. So I'll keep updating on this, guys. If you guys have any questions, leave your comments below and I can try to get back to you. If you guys want to pick up some of this yourself, for my fellow Canadians, yes, you can get this shipped right to your door. You just go on their website. I'm gonna save you guys 25% right to your door to help offset the shipping costs, because the shipping costs to Canada are very high, and I worked out the deal for you and get 25% off. And just all you have to do is go, and when you check out, just type in Farm Boy Reef and you're gonna save some money. And for my American friends as well, just use Farm Boy 15 and you'll get some money off any of your package as well. All right, guys, so just remember those. I'll leave the comment in the comments below. I'll leave the codes for you guys so you guys can pick up your own coralline algae in a bottle. Like, this is awesome and it's a great idea. That's the way they did it. All right, so for tuning this week, guys, I really appreciate it. If you guys could hit the little like button, if I get like, 600-700 likes would be awesome. If you guys could tell your friends about my channel, and if you guys could hit that little subscribe button, that'd be wicked. So please subscribe and hit that like button.